There's been a lot of furries featured in video games, from bunnies to dogs and foxes, and these anthropomorphic mammals have hogged the spotlight for long enough. You know who doesn't get enough love? The Scalies. That's right, these are the anthropomorphic reptiles that usually take up the role of the antagonist, but sometimes they net themselves a leading role. So for this top 10, I'm going to count down the top 10 Scalies. What the?
So, you want to talk about Scalies, huh? Move over, old boy, and let the cold-blooded queen kick it up a notch. Well, well, well. What have
I'm gonna let you finish, but for the sake of the lawsuit, let's just get on to the list, shall we?
Are there rules?
Why, yes, there are. We can only do one per franchise. Also, they must originate from a video game, so no Raphael. And that about covers it. You ready?
Bite me.
Number 10, Rainy Turtloid. So here we have the hulking maverick from...
Whoa. What is that? That's not a scaly. That's metal. There's no scales, no smooth biceps, no...
Excuse me.
I'm just saying, what am I looking at? Where's the shiny pecs? Where's the teeth? I need that I'm gonna eat you grin. Just, go to the next.
But I didn't get to
The
explain...
next one!
Number 9, Croc.
Ugh.
What now?
Now what am I looking at? It looks like a Yoshi reject.
Funny you should mention that. See, originally Croc was pitched to Nintendo as a Yoshi game, but Nintendo stuck up their nose.
Smart company.
Shush. So Sony came along, bought the rights, and we have Croc, Legend of the Gobos for PlayStation 1. It's a fun platformer.
And?
And what?
What else?
What else is there? Number 8, Gex. Now, not to be confused with the Geico Gecko, Gex is a smart-mouthed couch potato voiced by none other than Dana Gold. Now, if you have a weird sense of humor like Ariel here...
Hey!
Oh, quiet, you know it's true. Anyways, if you have a strange sense of humor, you will actually enjoy these cringeworthy jokes through each and every level.
Well, maybe you just need to learn to embrace the genius of satire. Every level Gex enters is a parody of standard movie tropes, from classic horror to Looney Tunes to Titanic. You're here. There's nothing to fear.
Oh no, we're not milking that joke.
The point is, it's genius, and playing through these levels bring back fun memories. Well, almost.
You're talking about the camera, aren't you?
I'm talking about the camera. Still, he's got charm, which puts him on the list, long enough for us to actually talk about him for a couple of minutes.
Number 7, Big John.
This is Sergeant John of the 5th Panzer Division, 1st Reconnaissance Regiment, 2nd Platoon. Do you read platoon headquarters?
Yeah, I read ya. Now quit screaming.
Is that a drill sergeant T-Rex?
Oh, he's not just a drill sergeant. Big John is also a samurai master, tank manager, scuba diver, police officer, and all-around fun recurring boss from Beautiful Joe 2.
I love it.
Like Gex, Sergeant John likes to blend into different environments. And like you, he's a big fan of cosplay.
I wouldn't really call it cosplay, but I see what you're getting at. He changes tactics during the numerous times you encounter him, and sometimes just serves as an extra lap for these cutscenes. Your reaction quickly goes from him again to, oh shit, here's the real boss.
No matter how you face him, Big John will certainly spice things up. Number 6, Miz Ruby.
Oh, you know I have a soft spot for Cajun Gators.
Whoa, Ariel, not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
The most interesting thing about this voodoo gator is her boss battle. It's a dance rhythm game.
You gotta dig that voodoo!
It's a great test of patience, and I love how the music is perfectly in sync with the button commands. Until they botched it in the HD collection.
What a shame.
Number 5, Vector. Hey Ariel, do you remember Team Chaotix?
The one with the catchy theme song?
That's the one, and they've got themselves a killer croc leading the crew.
Vector the Crocodile is an interesting change of pace for Sonic Heroes. He's built as the muscle of the group, and yet he's still the leader of Team Chaotix.
Now you'd think that role would go to SBO, but Vector is a better fit when you really think about it.
Vector is greedy and job-oriented, but never to a point of being a douche. He's actually kind of lovable. Also, I love his design. The chains, the headphones, it's all more pleasing to the eye.
He's definitely a lot more interesting than Charmy, that overly happy bee, or Espio, the silent badass, even though we have Shadow. No, really, what else does Espio do?
Brood. Moving on.
Number 4, General Scales.
Yo! Hello! Who dis?
General Scales.
Me gusta.
Ah, yes, the Sharpclaw General from Star Fox Adventures. He's intimidating, he's malicious, he's...
Single, I hope. In fact, he should be a lot higher on this list.
Well, he would be if he wasn't wasted potential. He gets usurped by the final boss in a cutscene, for crying out loud.
Lame!
So, being robbed of an actual boss battle resulted in a bad taste being left in my mouth. I just can't bring myself to put him any higher on this list.
Such a shame. He seems to have the same problem as Zant.
He does, but where you could see Nintendo's direction for Zant roughly halfway through the game, this guy just shoots straight out of left field, and again, at least Zant had a boss battle.
Well, that's poop. But don't worry, I know the top 3 will cheer us up.
Number 3, Rex. Who's this guy?
This is Rex. He's a Krogan from the Mass Effect series, and he has been an ally of Commander Shepard since the beginning.
I'm sensing a long backstory here.
Starting as a bounty hunter, Rex and Shepard used to butt heads when Sauron wanted Krogan that were immune to genophage. Shepard managed to convince Rex that Sauron's intentions were not of the interests of the Krogan people.
Whew, a lot of big words.
Then, during the events of Mass Effect 2, he became a strong leader on his homeworld Tunchanka.
Gesundheit.
No, that's the name of the planet. See, he wishes to unite the nations of Tunchanka, which Shepard helps him with throughout the events of Mass Effect 2 and well into 3. On top of that, Rex manages to find the cure for the genophage. With the cure found, Rex devotes his life and his troops to help Shepard stop the Reapers, all of this resulting in a strong, brother-like bond.
Wow, my senses weren't kidding.
There's also another Krogan named Grunt who we won't be discussing here.
You can probably guess who the last 2 are.
Right. And our number 2 is King K. Rool. Sorry, buddy, you didn't make the cut for number 1.
Why not?
Look, hear us out. We love King K. Rool and would want nothing more than to see both King K and his Kremlins make a comeback. But there are some things about this guy that are a tad lackluster.
Although King K. Rool has some exhilarating boss fights, and he's a jack-of-all-trades kind of villain, seriously, he also doubles as a pirate captain, boxer, and a mad scientist. That must be quite the resume. He's also a very appear-at-the-end-of-the-game without much of a story kind of villain.
Now, his portrayal in Donkey Kong 64 may be a step in the right direction, but unfortunately, this was the last we would see of the crocodilian cretin. King of Swing doesn't count.
And no, we're not including the TV show either. That's more of a not-so-guilty pleasure anyways. It's a pleasure for another thing as well. What?
We'd love to see more of him, even if he's allied with the Snowmads, but for now, he remains the king of second bananas.
So, before we show off the number 1, which you can all probably guess, here are some honorable mentions. And amphibians, because this list was too damn short. Perhaps a message to developers that we need more Scalies? Here he is, the king of the Koopas, the tyrant of the Mushroom Kingdom, adoptive father to the Koopalings, and loving husband to yours truly.
And I thought I had issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lord Bowser!
Bowser is well deserved of this top spot for a multitude of reasons, but we're just going to bullet point his major highlights.
First, appearance. Just look at him! Blazing red hair, strong and muscular physique, an almost kaiju type of appearance, and spikes!
Second, his attitude. Bowser is rough, tough, selfish, and persistent as all hell. I mean, this guy just won't quit, and we love him for it.
I know!
His best moments are in the RPGs, mainly Bowser's inside story, showing us a side of Bowser that the other games merely hinted at. You can tell that, like the Grinch, there's a heart deep down somewhere.
Third, his legacy. Bowser is the one who took the dragon kidnaps princess trope to a whole new level. Some may fear him, some may mock him, some may beat him, but all know him.
And anytime you see Mario, you know the King of the Koopas is not far behind. All this and more is what makes Bowser so great and why he is our number 1 Scaly.
And there we have it. For the next top 10, we'll see Warren's fetish.
Like hell you will.
Come on, we all know these guys get me moist. Let's see who tickles your Elmo.
Well, this was a mistake.
You knew what you were getting into, Warren.
Hey, do you know what this is? It has the Hammer Brothers insignia on it. Insignia.
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 I could tell.
It has the Hammer Brothers insignia on it.